Okay, Mary Louise, I think that's fine now.
Thank you, and good morning and good evening or good afternoon to everyone here from Copenhagen. Well, the sun is shining, but it's not as hot as I think it is in London, for instance, or other places. But welcome to Benedict'S Well. We have so much wisdom in this community, and today we're going to drink a little more wisdom from the well. And today's speaker is Taina Malaspina. She's not here with us. It's a video recording. But she has chosen the title, Listen and Incline the Ear of Your Heart. Spiritual Intelligence in the Rule of Saint Benedict, a dialogue with Wigglesworth, Soha, and Torralba. But first, I'll say a prayer. O God, come to our assistance. O Lord, make haste to help us. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and will be forever. Amen. And I think before I do the reading, before meditation, Mark, you will explain something for us.
Yes, hi everyone. Tanya has kindly made this video again because we had problems with audio before. We think that the audio is much better, but we want to make sure that everybody gets this important message. So if you think there is a risk of you not being able to hear it, and this goes for all Zoom meetings, you can request to have captions. So on my screen along the bottom, if I go along participants chat, react, and then go to the more, in that more, there is a little box saying show captions. That is a request, though, that has to be made. And because we're a little bit concerned that a few of you are going to be doing it, we're going to ask that you do it now. So that gives Julia the time to respond to those requests in the silence. So it won't happen automatically, but hopefully by the time the talk comes along, if you've requested the captions, you will be able to have them. So if you think there's a possibility that you might not hear so well, you can request show captions.
The reading before meditation is very short, so I'll read it twice. Listen, O Son, to the precepts of the Master, and incline the ear of your heart. Listen, O Son, to the precepts of the Master, and incline the ear of your heart. Heavenly Father, open our hearts to the silent presence of the Spirit of your Son. Lead us into that mysterious silence where your love is revealed to all who call. Maranatha, come, Lord Jesus. Today's speaker is Taina Malaspina from Brazil. She's a WCCM Oblate and International Coordinator of Meditation for Young People. Taina is 36 years old and has 2 daughters, 1 and 6 years old. She's an Oblate of WCCM and coordinates the community of Oblates in Brazil. She started her work in the community with a meditation project with children. Today, she coordinates the WCCM Young Project. Taina is graduated in social communication with a master's degree in social psychology. She studied the theme work, happiness, and sense for Generation Y. And I can add, she's also a member of the International Oblate Council. So let's listen to the video talk.
Hello, my name is Taina Malaspina. I am responsible for Young Adults program, and it's a pleasure to be here today to share some reflections with you. I choose to connect the rule of Saint Benedict, the wisdom of Saint Benedict, with spiritual intelligence, because it's the theme of our young adult program. We start a project in education area about spiritual intelligence, and for me it's a lot of connections between what science and neuroscience start to promote with this name, spiritual intelligence, and the wisdom of the rule. So the idea here is to draw some parallels between Saint Benedict and rule and the spiritual intelligence concepts. So before I begin, please forgive me my English pronunciation, as it's not my native language, and also my voice, because I'm recovering from the flu. Okay, so sorry for it. Saint Benedict begins not with a rule, but with an invitation to listen deeply from the heart. So 15 centuries later, research studying what they call spiritual intelligence, and arrived with a lot of similar points with the rule. So today we will explore that convergence, and for me it's not a coincidence, but a confirmation of this wisdom. Yeah. So from the prologue, Benedict invites us to listen and to turn the ear of our heart. So it already is something like the pedagogy of interiority. What we see today, mainly in education area, is that rational intelligence and emotional intelligence is not enough for the complex moment that we are living, with a lot of distraction, lack of meaning, dualistic thinking. So to recover this wisdom, it's certainly it's a fundamental way to think about the future, with hope for this new generation. So let's see. This is the question I'd like to start. Yes, what if the rule of Saint Benedict is one of the most sophisticated guides to spiritual intelligence ever written. So this is the question I want to discuss with you for the next 20 minutes, because you often think of the rule as a document of the past, a beautiful text, but distant and from our world today. But what I want to propose today is the opposite, that the Benedict write in 6th century in Italy, the Benedict rule is totally connect and with great precision what contemporary science only now learn the name, that spiritual intelligence. So for me, the rule is not behind our time. In many ways, I really believe that the rule is still ahead of our time. So you have three big names in the spiritual intelligence area that work in independently from different traditions, but they have a lot of similar points. So you can start with Cindy Wigglesworth. It's an American leadership consultant, and she defined spiritual intelligence as acting with wisdom and compassion while maintaining inner peace. So it's a beautiful definition, and Cindy maps 21 competencies, skills across 4 quadrants to talk about spiritual intelligence. And I will discuss with you some of these skills. And you have Dana Zohar. Dana Zohar is a physicist and philosopher in MIT, and she described spiritual intelligence of the intelligence of meaning, of purpose, of value, their own kind of intelligence that asks not just how we do things, but why we do things and for what. Yes, and you have Torralba, Frances Torralba. Torralba says that the capacity to transcend, to seek meaning, and to commit to universal values. So it's a way to go beyond self-interest. So connect with Christian meditation when we say left your ego behind. So these three voices have a lot of points, similar points with spiritual intelligence. So as you know, the rule have 73 chapters, and start with a prologue, and after talk about the types of monks, about counsel, the instrument, obedience, silence, humility, one of the most important chapters, chapter 7. And that for me is to perceive how this small document, this small rule, there's a lot of wisdom, and how you can apply these kind of, not tips, but wisdom in our ordinary life. Instead of, we don't live inside a monastery, but for example, for me, in my life with my children, and the way that I work, and the way that I lead my life. Yeah. So we can start with Cindy Wigglesworth. I don't have time to explore all skills of spiritual intelligence, but just draw some parallels here. For example, Cindy say about awareness of self, and she talk about higher self too, and about ego. So in the chapter 7, when they learn about the 12 degrees of humility as a path of self-knowledge. So connect with what Cindy Bigworth say about awareness of our ego. So to observe our own patterns, fears and motivation in a honestly way. So in the it's not Benedict in the chapter 7, Benedict not say about the, how can I say, not to depreciate us, but it's a radical self-knowledge of in the presence of God. So for example, the first degree of humility is to keep the awareness of God always before on the eyes. So that it's a contemplative self-awareness at its most demanding for us today. When you talk about one skill that seems say name it commitment to spiritual growth. When you read the prologue or the chapter 73, so life as a school of the Lord's service, and Cindy talk about a lot about this. So you have to be committed with our inner life. Pope Francis said the same. In the same way, you have time to go to the gym, for example. You need time to develop our inner life. And the rule say it a lot about the time for study, for manual labor, for lecture, for prayer. So it's a balance in our life, in our day. It's common nowadays when you see, for example, a lot of business executives that work a lot, almost having a burnout, or like a workaholics, and just decide to stop when the things, some case it's not possible to do something, and with this person have a balance each day in their life, a time for work, a time for family, a time to be together with a friend. It's not necessary to for example, a sabbatical time. So this commitment to spiritual growth is when you reserve time and effort to our spiritual life. And the rules say it a lot. Living by values. So you have a lot of chapters, and I have some excerpts of it. But for example, chapter 72, when they say about good zeal, so to act from love, or just for convenience. Service as a vocation. So all work is a sacred service. So it gets received as a Christ. And seeing the say about this is totally different when you work just for work, and when you see the sacred in your work. And St. Benedict say it for us about this balance, ora et labora, or when our work it's one way to not show, but to put our talents, the talents that God give to us, in service to something. How can I say the name? Bigger than us. So it's a point of skill of Cindy and of the rule. And the last one, compassionate leadership. So Cindy tell about a new kind of leadership that focus on service, that focus on acting with values, ethical in an ethical way, to show vulnerability, to show that you are not the big one, the best one, but to show you as a human that have your faults and your fragilities, and this kind of leadership connect with the other person, because we connect by this humility, about this humanity. And in the rule, you know that the abbot knows each monk and adapts to its temperament. It's so beautiful to see it in the rule. It's a rule, but in a lot of parts you can read about how Saint Benedict it's flexible for the for each monk. So then you have Dana Zohar. In the Dana Zohar contribution is particularly interesting from oblates, because they comes from quantum physics and system think, and not from theology. So it's a different way to angle to look. In the when you saw and read the Zohar principles of spiritual intelligence, it's something that we are reading a commentary of the rule. So, for example, the Zohar talk about self-awareness, and it's connected with humility. So it's a progressive interior journey. You talk about it in the previous slide. So I just give here main point here. Holism, so connect with ora and ora et labora, so an integration of prayer, work, and study, and compassion, when it's on chapter 27 and 36. So the care for the struggling brother, the sick, receive as a Christ, and a lot of other points of the rule say about compassion. Sense of vocation, so you can see it on the prologue, and live the life as a response to a personal call, to a vocation. Yeah. Positive use of adversity, it's another principle of Zohar. And in the rule, we can see the suffering embrace as a school of transformation, or as Viktor Frankl says, the suffering, when you can see a meaning inside the suffering, is totally different. It can transform us. So it's a positive use of adversity. Asking you to make questions. So when you are in our path, our oblation path, when you decide to start this way, and when you have time to reflect, to look inside, how I would like to be oblate. Yes, because it's a choose that you do in your life, but why? And when you think about it, when you have some questions to reflect before you take our final vows, or before you start the novitiate, it's a time for to reflect on existential questions, and the ultimate question that Dana Zohar say it's so connected to spiritual intelligence, because spiritual intelligence, how can I say? Sometimes the words, I forget the words, but it's linked with our capacity to ask for meaning, to ask for purpose, and to ask for what I'm doing it. Yeah. And being vision led, so it's another skills of Dana Zohar. So action motivate by love of Christ, so not external pressure. So this, it's our interior guide. Yes. And you have Torralba, and Francis Torralba. So it's right from within the European philosophical and theological tradition. So perhaps the most natural bridge between spiritual intelligence and our Benedict wisdom. So one of abilities that Torralba says is our capacity to transcend. So you know that our monastic life is a movement beyond self toward God, and it's when you dedicate our time, our day, for prayer, for meditation, for lecture divina, for this balance between ordinary life and spiritual life, you are going to this movement beyond self toward God. Search for meaning, Torralba says, and so the daily practice of seeking meaning in experture, need for fullness. So you have this for example, when you say the Kindle is here now, as Lawrence say, and to leave this Kindle, to that you have an empty space in our heart that only can be fulfilled by our desire for God. So when you have our time in the land to renew this desire, is to try to feel this need of fullness, capacity for contemplation. So Torralba say a lot of these, and you know that the Video Feast is a school of attention to God, and you know that Christian meditation, it's a way to train, to keep, to rescue this our capacity of contemplation. As you know, we're born with this kind of capacity, but the life that you have today sometimes show that it's not possible. You have just to live in an active way, and you forget our capacity to contemplation. And for spiritual intelligence, and for Saint Benedict, it's a key point. Sense of the sacred. So chapter 19 say about the God is present in everywhere. So all our realities is inhabited by this sacred. So when you are in a school, or you are with young people in university, we don't have to be just inside the church to be connected with the sacred. So the sacred life happens all day when you look to small things or big things with new kind of eyes, and openness to mystery. So Benedict acknowledges the limits of the rule itself. But this openness to mystery, it's what of Francis Torralba tell a lot, and it have a kind of humility to know that you have some limits, so you are just to be open to this, to the mystery. So what this means for us as oblates. So the rule is not an old document or relic. It's a living program of spiritual development, and it can be applied, for example, for students, for young people, not just with oblates. So our oblate practice, lecture, ora, et labora, hospitality, community are daily exercise in spiritual intelligence, because spiritual intelligence provide to us a skill to develop our inner life and to develop our community life. And Saint Benedict is a teacher of community life, and in Christian meditation creates community. So everything is connected. And you are not adapting an ancient text to modernity. You are just recovering this wisdom that modernity forgot. So Benedict begins with an invitation to listen. That is where spiritual intelligence begins too. Not with knowledge, not with effort, but with a quality of attention. And an ear inclined toward what is deepest, what is profound. And as of late, you carry that invitation to your homes, to your workplace, and to your relationships. So every day, that is not a small thing. That may be my opinion, exactly what the world needs most. Because when you saw what young people are living today, it's clear that we need to develop this kind of intelligence, because the lack of meaning will not be fulfilled by hard skill, by material resource, by other things of sometimes even distractions. But I think the time that we are living, it's a time to listen, and to listen to what is deepest. And spiritual intelligence and Saint Benedict rule help us a lot to listen. And when you listen, you start to act in different way, and we start to look to our inner life and know that is so or more important than our external life. So that's it. I hope you can be useful part of it, and I am so happy to be with each of you today, and to be part of this community, and to be part of this friendship. For me, oblate person that think about things in this deepest way, and to look for community with love. So thank you so much. Bye bye.
Since Tina is not here, I cannot thank her, but I will thank her anyway. Maybe write her an email or so. This was very, very interesting. I feel that she kind of translates the rule of Benedict into modern language, and share with us the importance of rediscovering, you could say, our spiritual intelligence. I see that the time is 11 o'clock here now, so I won't say much more other than this was really, really inspiring, and I hope you all found it that way. So our closing prayer. May the divine assistance be always with us and with our absent brothers and sisters. So back to you, Julia and Mary.
Thank you, Mary Louise. And I would just agree that wasn't that a wonderful talk from Tina? I would like an awful lot of our young people to hear that. It was most inspiring. So now it's time to look forward to next week, and we have Tauno Tumpu with us next week. You'll know Tauno, he's one of our welcomers, one of our new welcomers, and he is going to talk to us on the blessings of the turning seasons. And Tauno is a Lutheran minister serving as a pastor and dean in the Estonian Evangelical Lutheran Church and as a military chaplain in the Estonian Defence Forces. He has been a meditator since 2020 and an oblate of WCCM since October 2024. Tauno is a husband and father of 2 boys and a lover of visual arts, nature and literature. So I'm sure that next week we will have something wonderful to listen to again. So in the meantime, I wish you every blessings on your week, and we look forward to seeing you same time, same place next week. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, that went all right.
It did. She was very interesting, actually.
She was, yes. Yeah.
Really interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed that. So I wish more young people would listen to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, good to have her, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I'll go and get showered and wash my hair and look a bit more presentable. Not that I'm going anywhere for the rest of the day. I'm not. The temperature is rising quite rapidly. So, yeah, won't be a lot more done today, I don't think, really.
No, we're up to 19 now here.
I'm 25 in here. What's it saying outside? 24. We're 31 we're expected to be today.
Yeah. Well, I'm now going to go and do the church cleaning.
Oh! Oh dear. Never mind.
Well, the one of the 2 that usually do it, and they go at sort of 8 o'clock in the morning normally and do it together. Yeah. She's going over to the Isle of Man because, I mean, she's 75, but she still has an uncle alive over on the Isle of Man. Yeah. But his health is deteriorating, so she's going over to see him because it'll probably be the last time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm replacing her on the church cleaning team, and
right,
with the instruction that we have to start later because I can't be there at 8 o'clock in the morning.
No, you can't.
So that's where I'm off to.
Right. Okay. Well,
I've got the chat comments. I'll send them to Taylor later on.
It was really interesting. It was lovely, that. Yeah. So I think everybody could hear it all right. I could hear it once we got going.
Yeah, you have to kind of tune in to her.
Yes.
Yeah. And sometimes you sort of don't understand a word she said until you get the rest of the sentence and it comes into context. But
yeah. No,
it's good.
It's very good. Yeah. Well, have a good week, Mary.
And you, Julia.
I don't wilt in the heat. I will wilt in the heat because I think we're scheduled for 37 one day.
Yeah, well, stay hydrated.
I will. I've got my water, and yeah, I will, and keep everything
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah.
So yeah, all being well.